What's Velvet?
Velvet's my computer, and she's being a bitch.
Oh. We're live again, though.
I know. I think we came. Whenever we came back, it was around me calling Velvet a bitch.
Yeah, it was.
Velvet! Why you gotta be such a Cinderella bitch?
I wonder if Twitch will ever come up with ways to, like, put VODs together into, like, one big VOD.
I doubt they will, because it seems to only be a problem for me. Doesn't seem like it's a feature, you know?
I mean, but it'd be cool if, like, you could, I don't know. Maybe I'm...
Either way.
Three-parter.
Let's go back to you saying 1 or 2.
Yeah, one... She was like, 2 doesn't seem as fun.
Yeah, and you said what's 1? And she's like, well,
yeah.
All right. So Alan's going to Scilab next week, right? Or tomorrow?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, I could always go visit my mom.
Your mom also works at Scilab?
She comes back and she stays around here and she sleeps here sometimes, but that's one of the reasons why I'm at your school now. She's from one of the companies that got taken up by Scilabs recently.
Oh.
It's all of a sudden why it's why all of a sudden I'm, a big deal enough to go to this school.
What company did she work for?
She just kind of like looks over at you. She's just like, have I not talked to you? Oh, my bad. Sorry. She just kind of like scratches her cheek a bit. Not really company as much as my mom basically owns a bunch of small like mobile games and things like that. She has the rights to a bunch of other games and things that have been put onto mobile devices and PETs. It's nothing big, but she got bought out by Scilabs about a month or so ago.
Oh. I see.
We just now mostly got everything moved in over there, and that's why I joined in last week.
I see. So it is to visit your mother. Then by all means, you can do that.
Oh, I think I made a mistake looking at what Mabel said. I might have accidentally mixed up her mom and dad's things.
Oh, so it's your dad?
No. I might have messed it up earlier. Between her mom and dad's things.
Oh.
Either way. Anywho. But yeah, this is the thing that her mom does. I might have said her dad's thing earlier by accident for her mom.
Basically, she said government work for her mom earlier.
Yeah, so yeah, I mixed that up. Either way. Okay. Just assume I said dad before, Mabel, for that thing. Anyway.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, she just seems that she's not that big or anything, but it's not like they can just get rid of her after buying everything, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Not to mention, she keeps up with most of the things and goes there for some reason or another. To be fair, I used to like it a lot more whenever she was just around a lot more and just taking care of, well, the games and things, but now she shrugs.
Well, then by all means, it's completely fine. You can come bring it to Scilabs after school.
Well, I was thinking about just giving it to you tomorrow at that point and not going to Scilabs. That was number 2, because if I did number 2, then I could set something up for next weekend. Well, I'm not sure when he's going to come back, but she kind of like looks over at Caliber and just like looks back to you. I mean, I guess we could do both if you really want to. I'm not sure exactly why we couldn't, but she just kind of like scratches her head a bit. If you guys want to go inside the forest, we could set up another camping trip.
Into the park again?
Yeah, I mean, as long as Caliber's there, everybody should be fine, right? He's already shown he can beat the crap out of anything in that forest.
Did you want it to be with several people? I know the first time we mentioned going back to the park as a group, you didn't seem too impressed.
Well, I mean, now that I know that a couple of you guys have a reason for going in there, like, we could bring John and Alan and see what goes on there. Plus, I mean, obviously you guys should come as well, and we shouldn't have any problems with anybody being in the forest or anything as long as we have copy bots. You could just, we could have Vader stay with Alan in his tent, and Chill can stay with John, and you can stay with me.
I see.
It was a joke, but you don't have to. Yeah, I was kidding, but I mean, if You had to be mad. I'm just playing.
No, I am not mad. It's just a little bit funny. Um,
And Caliber, of
I
course, he
will
can't really go into the copy bot. He'll have to watch us out from outside and beat up all those viruses like he was doing earlier today.
I will propose it to Alan, and he will give you an answer tomorrow, whether it be at school or at Scilabs.
Plus, it's probably a good way to show him that Caliber can handle himself, so that can help you with that other thing you guys keep talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
I'm thinking of looking a little more into that myself, actually, later.
hmm?
So, it is again appreciated that you are willing to help us with that.
Hmm. Not sure that I can get away with doing both, but I can try.
Hmm.
I'd love to come and check you guys out over at Scilabs. Maybe even see what we can do about this camera thing we found.
Yes, of course. I was told that
I'd
there
like
are
to
a
be
lot.
around to figure out what happened to that thing. Like since I was there to find it, a vested interest.
Mm-hmm. I was told there are a lot of copy bots in Scilabs. I would love to try one out.
Yeah, we can. Looks over toward Caliber. It's just like, yeah, we can see what happens there. You want to be in a copy bot, Caliber? You want to say yes or no to anything I say? I think he's nodding. He's nodding. Okay, cool.
Well then, we will see you then tomorrow. Feel free to take option 1 if that is what you wish to do.
I'll think it over. She just kind of like gives a bit of a stretch and a yawn.
Alrighty then. I will propose it to Alan after he finishes homework.
Gotcha.
Alrighty then.
Well, just kind of like looks over at you. Uh, hmm.
Hmm?
Right.
Have a good night, Savannah.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't think I would talk to you so soon after everything. Later.
Good night.
Bloop. Meanwhile, in her room, I love you.
I love you, Yame. Caliber, I need you to convince Alan to take you and give me Yome. Listen, this is like the biggest thing you can do.
This is what this camping trip is for.
This is the biggest thing you can do for me, Caliber. You gotta be a bro. Caliber. Caliber.
Caliber, you gotta fucking give one for the team.
By the time you're done with talking with her, Alan seems to be done with his stuff. He seems to take his stuff out and like focused on toward the screen with you guys.
Oh, you're finished?
Yeah, it wasn't that bad.
That's good.
It wasn't like the essay last time.
Mm. I have sent the message to Savannah. She might be actually meeting you at Scilab.
At Scilabs.
Mm-hmm. Her mother works there.
Oh, small world.
Mm-hmm. It is a chance for her to see her own mother as well.
Is she important there? I thought that only the high-ranking staff actually lived at Scilabs.
Apparently her company was recently bought out by Scilabs. Hmm?
He seems to
It
like
is-
look away a bit at that being said.
Is that bad?
I mean,
After all, that is what happened to my company.
you want to roll for a link to see if you can get Alan to talk?
Can I use my smash dice?
If that's what you want this to turn into. But, it seems like a more serious moment than that.
Okay. we will. No, we're just gonna put that one inspiration.
Ooh, pretty good.
14. 19. With that 4 link is 23.
He looks at you.
Hmm?
Scilabs doesn't really treat people they buy out amazingly, unless they can really be of use to them. Um, they
Oh.
they buy out a bunch of tech companies like that, and I've seen a bunch of their partners get kind of just engulfed in them. I mean, I don't think that's gonna happen, but it's. Mm,
I had heard that the company that created me was also bought out by Scilabs a long time ago.
it's Scilab sees something that they can use from things like that, and it's not bad. I mean, it's business, but after they take in companies and provide them funding, make things go up to more their way of doing things, I don't think a lot of the people really get left behind much. Uh,
Um,
I'm not 100% that would happen to Savannah, but it makes me worried, I mean, she only just moved here. I don't want to see her go.
well, according to what she said, they haven't gotten rid of her yet. But it does make me think now that you say that. We had tried looking me up in the other day, and we found almost nothing. Do you think Scilabs is the kind of company to hide all traces of something?
Not only do I think that that's something they would do, I feel like that's something they probably would do, especially if it's the company you've been telling me about. They probably want to make sure that anything that wasn't approved by them was not really seen that much, or at least that forwardly. I know that a lot of companies, whenever they get rid of information like that, it seems to crop up down on the internet. But he just kind of like scratches his cheek. Maybe we should bring that thing to Scilabs then, if they have taken over that company? Looks over toward the mate box.
It raises a cause for concern again, Alan.
Mm.
It is nothing of me could be found on the net except for that one page I told you about and something built by fans. It is almost like without that I did not exist.
We should
It
leave
almost
this here
makes
then.
it almost makes me worry about myself as well.
Hmm.
If they've tried to hide all evidence of me and my
You said that message that was left there. What did it say again?
it said I'm sorry, Yome.
Hmm.
Speaking of the mate box,
Hmm?
I want you to run diagnostics on me, Alan.
Huh?
Diagnostics. I want you to run them on me.
Um,
Or perform it. Do you know how?
Maybe. I haven't done it in quite a while. Not since I had my other customized Navi. I may be a little rusty at it.
I want
I could try.
to see what we can find.
Mm.
I want to see why I broke.
Do you mind if we wait until we get to Scilabs?
Mm,
They have a lot more stuff there that I could potentially use, and I don't want to mess up. If I mess up something like that, Yomei, I mean, luckily you have backup, but I wouldn't want to do anything bad to you. If somebody did that and they weren't very well with it, they could cause all kinds of bugs and things to appear. Not like you, Bug.
Joker, look! We have more money.
mm.
I could try, but whenever I thought you guys were gone and I messed up last night, I was freaking out a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I feel more comfortable with some better computers around me.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not comfortable, though, we can try it here.
Um, I would be lying if I said, now that I've thought about everything, the idea of Scilab's technology being used on me makes me a little uneasy. But at the same time, I do not want to stir your anxiety. If you think that is the safest route, then I will trust you, and we can wait.
I know that what I just said sounds bad for Scilabs, but remember, Scilabs has done a lot of good things, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I'm watching my things and making sure that we haven't gone down because I saw that you left.
Yeah, it booted me. I don't know why.
Yeah,
but
I'm watching and making sure that the... Can you guys still hear us? Making sure?
Yeah.
Making sure,
Everything-
guys? Okay, good.
Everything's still good.
Okay,
I'm
good.
back here now. I'm back in
All right.
Tabble.
Making sure that we didn't drop again.
Yes.
I think that Scilabs has done a lot more good than they have bad. It's just... I don't think that they treat some of the companies that well after they overtake them. Unless there's somebody really important like S Network or some of the other ones they go to, Scilabs is a government facility now. Like, they... Oh, I know, that's what... Fuck off. I'm dumb.
What?
Scilabs is a government facility now. It's not the best place to keep just everyone, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Mavel, I was correct earlier. Anyway. So, Scilabs is in a place called Government Center. Government Center is the area where Scilabs is. It's where like a bunch of the other like assets of the city are and things of that nature. I might have said politician earlier when talking about her mother.
No, you didn't say. You didn't say.
No.
You didn't say.
But whenever I said it, whenever Mabel said I said it.
Oh.
I might have said politician earlier whenever I meant that. I was more meaning government center because that is a government building. This is the place.
Okay.
For example, we've already known this for a while, but government center is the government building that the other one of the four pillars of quote unquote net society are. Anywho, my bad.
Yeah.
But now that we finally got a bunch of things fixed up and I understand my own thoughts that I had a couple of weeks ago whenever I said the other thing, you were not wrong, Mabel, but I meant it in a different way. But with that being said,
Yes.
as Alan just kind of looks to you, my mom works for Scilabs, and she's pretty high up there. I don't think Scilabs is bad. I just think that they could probably treat smaller companies better, you know?
Mm-hmm. I will place my trust in yours then. We will do it when we get to Scilabs.
Thank you. Vader, you've been really quiet today. Did everything go well over at the flower shop?
Will's not in here.
Yes. Okay, thanks, Vader. I trust you implicitly. Don't worry. You and Bug, like, you would never lie to me about anything or talk about how like
Everything
you
is
might have
fine.
died or anything. Don't worry. I understand.
Everything went fine.
Oh, I'm really
Balance.
glad. I'm glad that everything went really well. Man, you're great. You know that, Vader. You're great, man.
Lotus
I'm gonna give you a
has
hug.
a sweet ass.
I'm gonna go into like a reverse copy bot and get on the internet and like give you a hug. Here we go.
Lotus has a sweet ass.
Man, this is a weird reverse copy bot we have here.
You can do this?
Ah, this is great. Hug. Ah, man. Ah. Well, I only have a couple of seconds of that a year.
A couple seconds. Fuck, that's a horrible. That's how much you pay for that a month.
As he goes over that, he seems to look at you guys, give a bit of a yawn, because again, he's been up most of the day being stressed out. Then he went off to go and put Cross away. Then he did his homework. He seems like he's ready to hit the hay at this point.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are starting to make me go to bed at a decent time.
You say that like that is a bad thing.
Cross said she could still send a message whenever it's time to wake up, but I told her you guys could probably handle it.
Mm-hmm. When do you want me to set? Actually, I will be up before you anyway, so do not worry. I will wake you up.
Oh, okay, sure.
Mhm.
Are you sure you don't need an alarm?
I already have an alarm set for myself.
Okay.
Mm.
Well, if that's the case, I'm gonna go lay down, guys. Thanks a
All
lot
right.
for coming back today.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds weird, I know. Sorry.
No, it is quite fine.
Everything is okay, Alan.
Thanks, Vader. You know what?
right-
Oh, here we go. Here I am again. We're gonna digitize one more time. Extra $30 a month. Here you go.
I like coding spamware.
I love you too, Bug. Let's get those hugs out of the way. Oh well, let me give a hug over to Yome too. While I'm. Oh well, time's over again.
It's okay. We're just gonna. We're just gonna. Yeet.
With that being said, Alan makes his way over across his room. He seems to shut off the screen as he goes away. It seems to just like go black. You guys can no longer see Alan for the time being. And at that point, is there anything you guys would like to do for the rest of the night before we end things off for the night, and then wake up in the next morning?
No, we're good.
Vader, is there anything you'd like to do? I would like to say that everything is fine.
I'm going to eat this salt.
Vader's like, oh, hold on, let me go and get into that copy bot that I have stashed outside, so I can go give Alan a hug.
So how's the weather, Bug? Wow, you're quite the.
Hold on, I'm
talker.
gonna go get in that copy bot. Anyway,
Okay.
if you
Okay,
guys
we're
don't
just
have
gonna-
anything else to do, the two of you make your way over towards your stations, and as you do, the two of you go down for the night.
You.
Upon doing so, Alan, you're gonna have to pick your fucking chips soon, man. Like, figure out where these two chips are gonna go, because you have a full fucking chip folder currently. Squeaky,
Yeah,
do you have any ideas on which chips here you want to switch out for area steel and longsword, or do you want to keep those out and hand those over to Donovan later? What's going to happen here?
When I think about what we can, I'd rather talk to Will a bit more about that before I decide what chips. I don't think we need Cannon.
Why not? Cannon's such a good chip.
And I feel like if we don't bring Smoke Claw, that'll leave Nathan alone. That'll have Nathan fuck off. I want that Smoke Claw chip. What are you talking about? I don't have that. I sold it to fucking some dude.
Some dude. Just because Smoke Claw wouldn't be in his folder wouldn't mean he wouldn't have it on him.
Okay.
Because I'm not going to let him not have that on him.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Basically, the folder is which chips you guys have immediate access to.
Yeah.
And any chips out of the folder would mean that, you know, if any of these ever go on like a long cooldown, such as Smoke Claw, because Smoke Claw has a humongously long cooldown, you guys could switch out another chip into that part.
1 sec.
What's up? I think she's dead, guys. I think she's super, super dead. I think she's a dead girl.
Sorry, we were just thinking about what to do for Din Din because we're gonna have a late Din Din.
Fucking really late, Din Din.
Fucking late as fuck, Din Din, man. But I work night shift tomorrow and he's off, so it's fine. Late Din Din it is.
Okay. As you guys go and log out for the night,
We
Yome, do you know around what time you want to wake up, or are you just gonna wait?
Did Alan's dad give us an idea of when he would be home with a copy bot for me?
He said he'd be home in the morning.
I'm going to assume the morning is around. Well, Alan wakes up at around 6 a.m., right? 6 or 7 a.m.?
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna be up at 5 a.m. then.
You seem to wake yourself up. Vader also wakes up around that time.
Mm-hmm.
As you do you want to make your way through any of the network?
Yeah, we'll check the network. Say hi to all the progs and see how everything's going. Hi guys. Hi AJ. Hi Allie. Hi S. Hi Camera. Hi SS. Hi Mark. Hi Marksman.
You look through. You notice that Marksman seems to be perched up on one of the things in the center of the network. He seems to be aiming over towards some of the progs as they seem to like run off toward the side of the room.
Good morning.
Most of them are off like at the walls of this place. Like he's probably already aimed at them before.
She's like tormenting these little shits.
You make your way over as Marksman. He doesn't seem to look at you, but as soon as you walk into a certain area past the progs, you notice that a small cursor appears on the ground in front of you.
Oh.
However, it seems to immediately disappear as he looks over. Oh, it's you. My bad.
It's fine. Good morning. Is Alan's father home?
I believe he'll be here in just a moment.
All right.
There was a problem with the copy bot that I brought back.
Oh?
Yes. I wouldn't worry too much. A bit of a oversight on our case.
I see.
He should have it back in no time.
That is quite all right. Alan doesn't need to wake up for another hour or so.
He just kind of jumps down from where he's at. He seems to be rather tall, and again have that large cloak-like appendage on him, and the again large sniper on his arm. As he just kind of like looks over towards you. You don't seem as if you're as suited for long fighting as the other one is, Vader. That thing on your waist, that's your weapon?
I can do ranged and close combat, but there are times where I can't even get this thing to activate without Alan.
Makes sense. I don't sense any sort of combat protocols really about you. You seem to have the basic amount of autonomy that any sort of normal Navi would have. Which makes sense, as you were created from one. Unlike Vader, you weren't already a combat program to begin with.
No, I was a companion program.
You say you can do range. I guess makes a little bit of sense, but with something like that, I doubt you have any real range. Probably around the same amount of range that Vader has, correct? With his gimped blaster.
It depends on how long it wishes to be. I've not done much with this whip yet.
It seems as if it definitely could do range as far as bypassing any sort of resistances, but true range is something that you need to specialize in. He holds up his gun again.
I see that.
He just kind of like leans up against the tower that he's there at. Is that something you want to do? Get better at combat? Or what kind of Navi do you wish to be for Alan? Sorry if this is the first conversation we've really had, but now that he's down to 2, I'd like to know what the 2 of you are going to do.
Well, Bug Vader is definitely more suitable for combat. I want to be able to hold my own, not just for myself, but also to protect Alan. Although I can't really do that in a copybot. But
Why
I
not?
feel that, well, I can't use this in a copybot.
Strange.
I have yet to be able to do it.
Must
I
be
can
some
get
sort of
Alan
must be some sort of limiter based on what it is. Maybe because it's
Mhm.
not actually a weapon, it just turns
Mhm.
into one.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Either way, for what I cannot do in battle, I wish to give in companionship. To give Alan someone to talk to. Someone he can come to with his problems. And depend on.
I was keeping an eye on the home network last night.
Mm?
Seems you left right before, or your copybot left right before the hour was up.
A little bit early, yes. Alan was focusing on his homework, and I didn't want to worry or mess with the house too much without his father knowing. But once we do get our copybot, I do intend to help around the house a lot more.
He just kind of like looks you over. He seems to like kind of like keep a very close eye on you. Seems as if you aren't lying.
Why would I be lying?
Sorry. Me and his father are very protective of Alan.
Well, I can tell that from how he got so much information out.
Alan's father asked me to watch over the network last night to make sure whenever you left. I told him you left a half an hour before the copybot's supposed to head out. I know that that wasn't the exact time, but I also know that sometimes people need their privacy. You're saying you and Alan did nothing?
Why would we do anything?
I was looking through Bug Vader.
Hmm?
Seems as if his program that brings his autonomy, his artificial intelligence, was created from a program inside of you. One that I saw was in a program of a more adult in nature.
Light blush.
Alan's father is not very tech savvy, but I have to be to make up for it. I was making sure that nothing was wrong with him, but I could not help but notice that the program was very lewd in origin. So I just wanted to make sure that you and Alan were not doing anything last night.
No, I would never do. Not unless. No, I would never. Not. Not without consent, and he is not of consenting age.
And that is not the reason you want a copybot, or he wants a copybot? I've been
No.
watching Alan for the past little while, and I've been keeping a lot of information back from his father. However, that doesn't mean that I'm not always watching. I know what he spends his money on. It seems to have recently stopped, however. Around the same time you showed up. So forgive me for making some assumptions.
So you know about that?
I've known about that for quite a while. I believe I've known about that before Alan even knew about that.
Does his father
No.
not know?
I felt that any information like that is best left for Alan's privacy. Like I said, I care a lot about Alan. I would not dare to get rid of his privacy like that.
Well, if it answers your curiosity, I am the reason he no longer goes, because I blocked it. And I canceled any accounts associated with it.
Hmm.
And I asked that he no longer visit it anymore.
He nods.
Not because of an ulterior motive on my part, but because the bond between a student and a teacher should remain as just that.
Alan has cared for that teacher of his. I could tell from the moment I saw the two of them together. As a Navi who prides themselves in their sight, it's hard to not see something like that developing in a young man's heart.
Mm-hmm.
I am, however, glad that he has moved beyond that. Every time his father asks how he's doing, I usually have to make up something about where his allowance is going. And if that isn't what you're asking to actually get a copy bot for, then I am fully approving of you getting one. I think that a copy bot or two in the household would be quite a great thing for Alan, in order to make sure he's protected both off and online.
Mm-hmm. Your Alan's father did ask that I must have a reason to do the things I want to do. And I did slightly lie, or at least not give the full truth as to why I do what I do. Or at least when I did tell him, I walked out and didn't see a reaction because I was scared of it. But I do wish to truly be what I was supposed to be. Not in the lewd sense, mind you.
But not in it.
That is only if...
Alan has his consent, as you said.
Yes.
I know that Alan is not like that, but I will remind you that you're asking for the consent of a boy, a teenage one. At some point, everyone has a breaking point. They could say yes, depending on any sort of hormones that are inside of them. I think that you need to develop your own sort of consent as well. Not just listen to what he says, but also what is best for him, and what is best for you. If you're going to be in this household, Yome, then I believe that I have to watch out for you as well.
Mm-hmm.
That goes the same for Vader, and even this cross, even though she is no longer there. If you would like, I would like to have you understand that even though I look the way I do, you can come to me for anything.
Mm-hmm.
I will make sure that no one harms a hand on this household. Or harms a hair, my bad. No one harms a hair on this household.
Mm-hmm.
I was stuck between harm a hair or lay a hand.
Yeah, no, I feel that. It's like
harm a
both are
hand.
real-
No
both-
one harms
both
your
are-
hands.
No, it's a good saying for both situations, but then it's when your brain mixes up both of them because it doesn't know what you chose.
He's basically like looking at you like, Yome, I can be the Alan's daddy to your Alan. I'm kidding.
Again, because of my programming, I am somewhat able to recognize when someone is at their most vulnerable, and I will not take advantage of that.
Yourself is what I'm worried about. People don't always think the best. And if Alan's ever in a position that he actually does wish to do anything with you, I know that you won't try to take advantage of his own feelings. But anyone is able to be taken advantage of, even if that person doesn't know they're doing it. I would like you to have your own knowledge of yourself as well. Do not just think about Alan. It's something we had to both learn as well. Think for yourself.
Understood.
Someone with your invader's amount of autonomy, and as well as my own, the best thing that we have to learn, and the thing we need to learn the quickest, is that we will have this autonomy until we die. We have to think about what's best for us as well. Our own mental well-being is fashioned after theirs. He brings his hand that doesn't have the gun up to his head and taps onto like the side of his head, flaws and all.
Mm-hmm.
He steps forward and just kind of puts a non-gunned hand on your shoulder.
Thank you. Again. I will put what you said to thought.
Do not hesitate to message me if you need anything. As long as it's within the city limits, I should be able to do something. But don't rely on my help if you're too far away.
Mm-hmm.
At which point, he looks to you.
She was just kind of like thinking, was Longshot, was he based off of you?
No.
Just kind of looks at the gun. It was just an assumption.
He looks down to the gun, looks back to you. Longshot was naive. He did not have something like this. I believe he was like Blitzman. A little bit more fun. But again, that fun and that lack of awareness got he and Alan in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
He takes his hand off of you and kind of turns away. Try not to have that happen to you as well.
Of course.
He starts walking away. Do you say anything else?
I'm thinking. Let's see. No, that's she's already got a lot of food for thought on her plate, so she's gonna let him go. She's gonna do like that, like kind of bow, and then he's like, "Have a good day, Marksman."
Hey, thanks Zero for the raid, my dude.
Yeah, 2 people.
He seems to walk away, seems to completely disappear, and then just go back up onto his perch.
I am the knight.
Yo, man, I'd like you to roll me for your scan while he does that.
Can put inspiration. That's a 6.
Don't worry about it. Oh, wait, no, you put one in. Okay, good. Go ahead.
14.
14
With scan is
plus
17.
17. Rolling for him. There was no way he couldn't have beat the 9, so I'm going to roll for him now.
One more time, get low. Get low. Get low, get low, get low. To the window.
Don't worry about it.
That's not low.
Don't worry about it.
That's not low. I said get low.
Don't even think about worrying about it.
I said get low, get low, get low. To the window.
As you wait, you guys do hear eventually, someone's at the door, which does show the return of our resident Dado. You also feel the presence of a copybot in the area. You want to just immediately go into it?
That's that thing of like immediately gets excited, goes to the living room.
You just show up in it?
Just living room TV.
Oh, the TV, okay.
Yeah, the TV.
I was going to say, if you would have shown up in it, things would have been weird.
Just like, hi.
Alan's dad, as you go into the TV, you see that Alan's dad is currently walking in. He has like a very like sweaty and like red face. You see he's holding the copybot and dragging it in and is like almost like bridal style holding it.
Do you need help?
The copybot seems to look like it's trying to move its legs.
Okay, I guess I'm going in it.
Or
I'm
you
going
can tell.
ahead.
You want to just go in it?
Do you want me to help? I can go in it.
1 second. Just have to close the door. He gets inside and he closes it. You could also tell him how to turn it off, Yomei.
No, I go in it.
You gonna go in it?
I gotta go in it.
You go in it. You see that he is struggling to hold on to it. All of a sudden, it stops moving for a moment as you appear in his arms.
Good morning.
How does this thing feel lighter?
I don't know, but is it a lot easier now?
The exact amount of stuff, if not more, is in it when you in it. How does it feel lighter? I don't understand.
Huh? Mm.
Goes and sets
You
you down.
Thank you.
Still not amazingly light, mind you.
Oh, I am sorry.
No problem.
Should I have Alan customize me so that I am smaller?
He can do that.
I don't know.
He looks at you. I mean, you're already just about as tall as him. If you got any smaller, you'd probably look at least normal together with him.
Mm.
But no, I think things are fine the way they are. If he could have customized you smaller, he would have. Or he might not have wanted to.
Mm.
Either way, he closes the door and just locks it. I cannot believe these things.
The copybot?
Marksman turned around for a second after he got out and it just started bolting.
Oh, yeah, they do that. You know that you can also turn it off, right?
She's just gonna kind of turn around, lift her hair, and point at the switch.
You can turn us off.
He reaches over at it and just kind of like looks at it. Oh.
Yep, if you press the switch, it turns off, and it will not move.
He just looks at it, presses.
Okay. Yeah,
As
you
he-
can test it out.
As he does, the copybot kind of goes limp in his arms. Ah!
Back on the TV.
Ah! Why did you do that?
It worked.
You didn't believe me?
Sorry.
Mm.
Yeah, it's not running off. By the
Well,
way,
of course not.
he keeps saying running off. The only time you guys have ever seen a copybot go, it seems to be walking.
The copybots do not run. They merely walk.
Oh yeah?
Yes.
Power
Why
walk,
would
more
it-
like.
It goes at a decent speed, but not much compared to even just a regular walk.
You want to get back in it? This thing's still pretty heavy.
Yes, please.
You come back in it.
Yay.
You seem to be in his arms again as he lets go, and you're not. It's just like it just seemed to be like collapsed in his arms before. As he lifts up. There we go. I'll remember that from now on. We never actually have to do that.
Instinctively rips off emblem. Just like, yeah.
Watches you take it off. It's like, oh,
Takes off headband.
you have
It's
a
just-
problem with
it's-
those?
It's almost instinctively just like.
You have a problem with those?
Well, they make it very obvious that I am a Navi.
Speaking of being a Navi, you realize upon being inside this copybot, it seems to be of the same kind of quality as the one you usually get in from Miss Toki. And now that you've been in a copybot the day before and then this one, you do recognize the difference. You feel a little bit better in this one. You feel like, ah, this is better. And also you actually feel things better. Like you actually felt him holding on to you better. You feel like the ground beneath your feet better. Things of that
It's just
nature.
that,
It just honestly feels like a much better product.
Yeah, it's that thing where she just kind of does a stretch even though she doesn't need to do. Ah, this feels so much better.
Hmm?
This copy bot. It feels a lot better than the public ones.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
He looks at it. They seem to be really expensive.
Yes, but being in these kind of copy bots is so much better than a public one.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Marks was talking to me, saying how these kind of things could be useful in the right hands. I know that I usually have him working with me in one of these whenever I can handle it, but he just kind of like looks it up and down. That'd be an investment.
Well, we're working hard bit by bit.
Hmm?
To get one.
Do you really think you guys can make enough for that?
Well,
You guys do know that the only real reason you guys are even trying to is because Miss Toki said that she could get you potentially involved with the person.
Well, Miss Toki said she could help us.
Oh?
Mm-hmm. Well, I was in her copy bot a couple times. And she said if we really wanted one, she could help us establish a connection with S Network so that we can obtain our own, possibly for a discount.
A discount with S Network?
Mm-hmm.
I know a couple of guys over there.
That is apparently where you can get a copy bot like this.
Yeah, that's where I pretty sure they were coming from. It's just I didn't think they could give out discounts.
It is probably something under the table. Probably at manufacturer's price instead of retail price.
Gotcha. Still,
So
even with a discount, that should probably still cost quite a penny.
Better than full price.
True enough. You just looking for one?
Well, Bug Vader seems to be a little bit iffy about it sometimes, and Cross was very indifferent herself, but I love being in these.
Interesting.
Hmm?
Well, from what I remember, they're actually planning on bringing something else out pretty soon.
Really?
Yeah, I was talking with one of the people that I was working with the other night. You know, my stocks work.
Mm-hmm.
They have a lot of need of my abilities over there. But, as I was talking to them, they were talking about some sort of a updated model they were working on. Not available to the public yet, of course.
Really? What does it do?
From what they said, it seemed like, well, a bit fantasy to me.
Really? What can you do with it?
To be fair, this one also seems pretty fantasy.
Why?
Nothing like this was around whenever I was a kid. Almost everything about this world now seems fantasy.
Well, what is it so special about this one compared to a public one, aside from the fact that it is a bit more streamlined?
Well,
and what is it about this new up-and-coming one?
The one you have there is more of a model for not consumers. That'd be the wrong word for it. Eccentrics? Something like that. I think this is also the one that Toki has, right?
Yes.
They're ones that want them mostly for the novelty of having them. The novelty of having the best one possible. Kind of like how there are people out there who jump on the next PET like it's something that's going to go away. Oh, we want to have the newest PET day one, because that's not going to come with problems. Mostly just for people who feel like the next model obviously is a ton bit better. However, from what he told me of the next one, it seems almost like it's supposed to be... What's the word? Human.
Human? What does it do?
The leader of S Network, he's eccentric, like I mentioned before. People who want these things feed off of everything he makes, almost like almost like it's candy. And the
Mhm.
next one he wants to make is something that he wants to call, well, Project Homunculus.
Homunculus?
Basically, as close to a human as you can be. Probably even more human than I am at this point.
Her eyes widen, but almost like in that excitement. Kind of like when you tell a child they can open their presents before Christmas. She's just like, really?
What's got you so excited?
Um,
If this one right here is out of your pay grade, believe me, something that's not even out yet, something you would never even be able to handle. Especially on the allowance I can give Alan.
yes, that is correct.
But again, I know some people at S Network. Pretty sure Alan's mom knows some people there now too, since Cynet took him over. Maybe you can find out something.
Mhm.
If you got a bit of an insight on anybody, like Miss Toki seems to think you she has, maybe mention Project Homunculus to them. See if you can find out any more. I
Mhm.
would tell you some of the things he told me, but honestly, that guy is so... I couldn't stand listening to him. I was mostly tuning in and out.
Really?
A lot of the stuff he was wanting from it seems weird.
Weird?
Yeah. Either way.
Also, did you mean to say Cynet? Did you mean to say
I
Cynet?
meant SNet, my bad.
SNet, okay.
It is, basically, SNet stands for Cynet.
Okay.
But they don't want to call it Cynet and Synabs, so it's Scilabs and SNet.
Yeah, okay, fair.
This person that works on the cop that is so eccentric about copybots, are they also at Scilabs?
I know that Scilabs took them over. I'm not sure if all their people are there or not.
I wonder why he wishes to make us so close to humans.
I'd like to think that someone like him maybe had a bit of a rough time in his life, kind of like Alan is right now. Maybe they didn't have a lot of people around them. He doesn't seem like he's the most stable person when it comes to talking with anybody other than his Navis and his other programs. So, he shrugs.
He seems like an interesting individual. If he cannot talk to people, then he should be just fine talking to me. Probably better, in fact.
I could take... No, never mind. Don't worry about it.
No, just go closer.
What?
For someone who likes getting information from people, you sure like withholding it.
What is it? Do you think I have some sort of take a daughter to work day? It's not gonna happen. We ain't that close yet.
Of course not. Sorry for thinking that I made even just the slightest bit of progress.
Puppy face.
Maybe we'll see if you can make some progress if you can handle the plan today. You remember what I told you?
Yes, to make the sandwich with the egg on top. The grilled cheese.
Right.
And not cut it into triangles.
Cut it however he likes it.
In half.
Make me one too.
And cut it into triangles.
There you go.
Goes into the kitchen.
You make your way into the kitchen. He seems to look over at you like, fuck, I said a lot. I'm gonna go sit down.
Fuck.
You go ahead and continue to do the things you did last time to see if you can make it. It's a pretty simple dish, so I mostly just need you to roll me for your sync.
I'm gonna show you, Dad. I'm gonna make it so good.
He's just like, I can't take her to my job. I do so
What?
many stocks.
Why can't you take me to your job?
Because stocks isn't for where you should be.
Can I put my smash dice in this?
Why?
Because I am making Alan I'm making Alan's sandwich first, and I have to put love in it.
I mean, Alan's not around to accept your smash, so no.
Fuck. Can I put it in the dad sandwich? So that he
Roll your
takes
fucking
me to
sink.
work? So that he takes me to work.
Are you gonna separate the two sandwiches into two different rolls?
Yes.
Okay. So right
This
now
is
you're doing
how-
Alan's sandwich.
Yeah, Alan. Okay, so not 1. 19. That's an unnat 20. 11.
Are you fucking kidding, sir? Are you fucking...
16. So 19 was my highest roll with my sync 3, so that's 22.
Why did you say unnat 20?
I said over an unnat 20.
Don't think you did, but okay.
Okay, I probably didn't because I'm stupid, but the point is it's over 20.
All right,
So
go ahead and
I
roll
get-
for the dads.
Oh, John.
Up
Okay,
to you
make
what
him
you
a
want to
good-
do with it.
I'm making him a good one too because I want to fucking take me to work. Take me to work.
Okay.
I'm a nosy
Put
bitch.
this over here then, since you're not using it. 13?
13. Well, you won't let me use
I
it.
asked you if you wanted to split it into 2 rolls.
The smash?
Yeah.
Can I put the smash in this one now?
I'm not saying anything. You do you.
I'm doing it
Okay.
because if it won't work on Alan, I'm doing it for the dad. I also need
Fucking
to
trying
do
to
my
seduce
my.
your trying to seduce your
I'm not
ops
trying to
dad.
seduce him. I'm trying to get what I want out of him.
Can't believe you.
11 and 4.
It's 15.
+18 plus 4.
22.
How many rolls do I have left?
The first one didn't count because you didn't put the smash die in, so you have one more.
Okay. Okay. 1 plus
I say you go
4.
with that one.
No.
All right. Your highest one altogether was a
18 plus 4.
25.
Oh, wait.
What are you doing?
No, okay. Wrong dice.
What are you doing? You're over there making your sandwich. You're trying to do it as well as you can. And as you're over there doing it, like Alan's dad just seems to be over there watching. As you get done with Alan's, he goes and stands up and like looks at it and sees it, and then just kind of like stands behind you as you do the other one.
Yep.
As you seem to be doing the other one, he watches down. He sees you're doing it quite well. As he seems to as he sees you're doing it basically perfect, like the one that he did the day before. He brings his hand out and grabs onto your hand as you have the spatula going to try to like flip it. As he does, he shakes your hand a little bit. Upon doing so, the yolk on the egg seems to crack. You're doing it too mechanically. You're allowed to make some mistakes. That's where the love comes from, remember? I'm sure that Alan won't mind this one. But keep in mind, if he gets something that looks so perfect every time, he may start thinking it's because of the programming. Try to put a bit of yourself into each of them, like you did this one.
Right.
Imagine if you were sitting down, and then every single time your copybot came over, it gave you the same perfectly circular egg with the same perfectly circular yolk every day. You get used to it, don't you think?
I guess that is true. And humans are not perfect after all, are they?
He seems to look at you as he seems to have made you kind of contemplate things, and he looks again surprised, almost like he feels like, oh fuck, I was a dick, wasn't I? Just kind of steps back a bit, just looks away.
There's a tinge of pink. There's tinges of pink on her cheeks. It's just like,
No, you are right. If
He kind of does the Alan thing where he just kind of like steps back and scratches his cheek a bit, looking away, like, sorry, didn't mean to be a dick.
No, it is quite fine. You are absolutely correct. If it is perfect every time, then is there really anything special about it? So thank you for that. Although, your methods are a little questionable.
Sorry. I had fun.
No.
I had fun yesterday when you were messing around with it.
Mm.
It almost does feel like I'm teaching a kid how to do some things.
Yes.
I don't get to do this kind of stuff much with Alan anymore.
Mm.
Whenever, after we split up, both me and his mom have gotten really busy trying to keep up both of where we're staying, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Before, we had a lot more time, but we both realized back then that we weren't just going to stay together for Alan, you know?
So, you two simply drifted apart?
There was no problems on my end, I don't think. I mean, I was perfectly fine just keeping going how things were. But I don't think there was any inciting moment, if that's what you're asking. We just realized, at least I did, whenever I was looking around, I loved my family. I loved Alan. But the one who was there with him wasn't the same person that I fell in love with before. It's complicated.
Mm.
I think she felt the same way. We both changed after we had a kid, you know?
I see. I think. I
don't hate her. And if she ever asked me for anything, I'd do it. I still think that even though we haven't talked, even though I still feel like some of the things that happen around there, she doesn't pay as much attention to as I think she should. I feel like I could still call her a friend, you know?
Mm-hmm.
If she ever needed me, I'd be there, and I hope she knows that. But we couldn't stay in the same house just for pretending, you know?
Of course.
It had nothing to do with a fight, and it had nothing to do with Alan.
Of course. If that is how it goes, then it is probably better for that way. Because then, to prolong it, would that not both cause you pain?
That was just whenever she was getting pretty high up in Scilabs, too. They were pressuring her to come and stay there, like the rest of their staff. So it was just a good time. Or at least it was a good time before everything happened. I'm sure she has her complaints about me too, but I wish she'd be a little bit more attentive while she was over there. She's so busy. She doesn't even notice Alan coming back with, well, the last time.
The way he does.
The last time I had to get him a new uniform.
Oh. Well, I do not know her yet, but I do not wish to believe it is for lack of trying. But even if she cannot be there for him as much as she wishes she can, that is what we are here for now, to be with him.
I know I'm not the best dad either. I probably need to be around a lot more often, but I can't. So, I do appreciate you guys being around. I'm only saying most of this because of the smash dice. I want you to understand that.
That's fine. Nobody heard porno music in the background. No one did.
Except for me.
Oh, hey, Black, how y'all doing?
All of a
I just
sudden,
hear-
from the shower, we see
From the...
Paradox Man show up.
He's like, yo, what's up, bitches? What's going on? Hi, Paradox Man.
He's
Oh,
about to
fuck
beat
yeah,
you
made
to. He's about to beat you to health. Is what he's gonna. Anyway.
He's like, oh, fuck yeah, you made sandwiches, count me in. Just grabs the sandwich and eats it and leaves.
I am Paradise. I live in your shower.
Wait, the shower's still there? Yeah, this shower didn't get exploded. Only the Pokemon shower got exploded, guys. Didn't you know? Anyway.
The shower both exists and doesn't exist. For Paradox, it's in it.
With that being said, we're gonna keep going with this. Anthony, you need to ditch whatever you're doing on Sundays, man. Anyway, so I'm playing, man. Don't worry about
You fucking work?
it. As Alan's dad seems to step away, just kind of like going and sitting down. Again, he doesn't seem to have any real problems, from what you can tell, with Alan's mom. However, whenever he did mention that at the time it seemed like the best idea, and then it didn't seem like a good idea, he's probably referring to the fact that around that time Alan's shit started happening.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, Donovan had told you that around the time that everything happened, that Alan was going through the divorce, which meant for Donovan, he's like, I wouldn't have put it past Alan to do something bad.
Because then they think that the school incident was Alan fucking venting out because of the divorce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But with you getting reminded of that, he goes and sits down and just kind of like waits. He didn't seem to grab the sandwich that you made already because you know, he's going to eat it with Alan. You're done making Alan's. Do you want to make anything for yourself? Remember, while in this copy bot you feel a lot better, you probably taste better with this one as well. Like, your senses seem to be more like shown with this one.
I mean, if there's some extra ingredients, what?
Nothing. No one else caught it. It's fine. Anyway, continue.
Okay.
Shut up, Dodge. Anyway, continue.
So, if there's extra ingredients left, she will make herself one. She tried it before. She tried it before, so she knows what it tastes like. But there is, I guess, that curiosity of like, you know, tasting in a better copy bot.
Just before you even contemplate actually doing it, you look down at the plate that you have like the broken yolk in, and you kind of like put a finger down in the yolk and take like a little and the egg seems to taste much better than the one you had yesterday.
He's like little like smile like. Okay, well I'm gonna.
You can only imagine what Project Homunculus must be like if this.
Fuck. We're gonna be having fucking Shogeki no Shoma
Dr. Blue working on something new. Let's go. I'm kidding.
Blood was like, food orgasms, make it happen.
He's just sitting there watching Food Wars, and he's just like, that's the next copy bot.
I want that. They eat, the clothes are off. Yeah, she's gonna cut his into triangles, and she's gonna cut Alan's into halves. And then she's gonna bring them and put them on the table and just...
I will go wake up Alan.
Did you just make those two?
Well, she's not... I'm guessing we're not gonna have the copy bot for long because we're gonna be going
Probably
to
not.
school anyway. So there's no need to feed it.
Okay. You come back with yours. You go up to get Alan. Doop doop doop. I'm just gonna check something real quick. Okay, cool. Alan is laying in bed. As he's laying there, looking back at the thing here. Yeah, Will still seems to be gone.
Yeah.
So, Vader still seems to be standing there. He's doing his rounds, his morning rounds, going through the net, making sure that everything is in tip-top shape. He apparently seems to be talking to Marksman as well, which is what we'll probably get to at the beginning of next game.
Yeah.
But you make your way around and you see that Alan is laying in bed.
Just that just walks in, kind of doesn't, isn't too loud about it, and just kind of
Alan?
walks up to his bed.
Alan?
Yome.
Good morning.
Oh. His eyes open up as he sees you. He looks around the room a little bit. Morning.
Just so we are aware, you are in fact awake and not dreaming.
Oh, sure we are, Yome. I'm kidding.
Let's continue where we left off.
I'm kidding.
Meanwhile, Marksman's like,
Marksman's just like, I fucking said no!
what did I just say?
A cursor appears in the real world.
Get off him! Oh,
As he sits up yeah, of course, I know.
Your father is waiting downstairs as well.
Hmm?
For breakfast.
Right, sorry, I didn't know. Right.
He just got home. Don't worry.
He kicks off the blankets, just kind of goes to sit up. What are you doing in a copybot?
Your father.
your father got it for me.
Oh, Dad brought one home? Was Marksman in it or something?
He brought it for me.
Luckily, I'm wholesome as fuck, so I'm not gonna actually react to what you said the way that people want me
No,
to.
she wouldn't have said that. She would have said your father brought it for me because I just realized
No,
that's
I know what you said.
horrible.
I'm not gonna say anything. Don't worry. I'm a wholesome boy, but I mean, I know that my dad is lonely now that he's by himself, and I get it. I mean, I already told you no, so you go on to the next person who looks just like me. I get it.
Fuck off.
But not before also going on dates with Savannah. I see how. I'm kidding.
Y'all need a fucking therapist.
But no, he
I
just seems to sit up.
I made breakfast. Your father said you might like it.
Oh, sure.
Mm.
He goes to stand up. As he does, he just kind of looks over at you, Yome, and he gives a bit of a smile. I thought a lot last night.
Yes? About?
Whenever I was doing homework and stuff, and whenever I was walking back after taking cross back and everything like that, he looks back over toward the PC as well. Whenever I thought you two were gone, I felt really bad. I mean, you guys were everything I'd hoped you'd be and more. I really like seeing the two of you in the morning. Let's work really hard to get that copybot, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, maybe you guys can use one of the other rooms, or we can just turn that into copybot room or something.
We'll figure it out when we get there.
Mm.
Now, get up. Breakfast is getting cold. Let's
Right.
go.
He gets up, heads downstairs.
Follows.
Alan's dad seems to be sitting at the table, just kind of having a newspaper in front of him, like a dad.
Cup of coffee.
Like a dad. There's
Morning, son.
there's probably coffee brewing. Let's be honest here. As he just kind of sits there, he's just like, "Morning, Alan." Morning, Dad. I thought about what you said last night. about why I'm working so much all the time. I talked to some people and got someone to pick up some more of my shifts over at Stocks. Shifts at
Stocks.
Alan's gonna roll really quick.
That's Stocks. Stocks Inc.
My
Stonks.
shifts at Stocks. Okay, yeah, sure. Alan's not buying that a fucking bit. Anyway, I am totally the smartest. You obviously got your smarts from me, Alan. Tell me I'm smart, Alan. Alan. Alan.
Someday all this will be yours.
Oh, someday all of this will be yours, Alan.
Everything the light touches, son. Everything.
I know everything the light doesn't touch.
As he's just like, I'll try to be around for breakfast more often. And I'll see if I can take up some more day shifts. If you guys don't mind.
Of course not.
Yeah, of course. Looks over toward the TV, sees Marksman and Invader just basically chatting, and like every now and then, Marksman just puts his hand out, fires out like a random virus.
He just like points it behind him. He's not even looking. Bug Vader, that was a good one. Wrecked.
Maybe things will be a little bit more fun. No, eat your food. You're gonna be late. God. Last I want is your mom to get onto me for you having a tardy record or anything. I still don't know what I'm gonna do to tell her about that suspension.
How about you don't? How about you don't?
You want me to lie to my ex-wife about our son?
You're not lying.
He says chewing a sandwich.
She just kind of sits down in one of the empty seats.
You're not lying if you don't tell her anything.
Alan looks over at him. Yeah, that's true. Ow. I get out of getting chewed out by my ex-wife? Yeah, sure. As breakfast is being had, Alan looks over at the sandwich and is just kind of like goes and eats it, and just kind of like his eyes seem to like go up for a bit. Dad, this is a lot better than you usually make it.
You're welcome.
He looks over at him as he says that, looks back to Yome, narrows eyes at Yome.
She told him that she made breakfast.
Alan was half a fucking sleep, man. I rolled for his stress and he got a fucking 12 plus fucking 8.
That thing of Yome just kind of looks down and says,
there are always consequences to stress rolls, Squeaky.
I know. That's the thing of like that, like she hears Alan say that. She kind of just like looks down and she's like,
I said I made breakfast.
What? Huh? You should really pay attention, Alan. You're gonna hurt her feelings. What? What? It's okay, Yome. I appreciate your sandwich.
Thank you.
It's really good, Yome.
I cut it in half.
You did. And I think with Alan like shoving half of it in his mouth, like, it's really good, Yome. I think we're gonna end things off right there for the day.
God, Alan, you're so inconsiderate. You make a girlfriend and you shit on her cooking? The fuck?
She's not my girlfriend, Dad. You
Sure,
don't say that to my daughter, Alan. I'm kidding.
Come on, Yomits, take your daughter to work day.
I think we're gonna end things off with that, as Alan's dad's just watching you two, just like,
Ha, you're in the doghouse now. Now you know how it feels.
And then running in from the doorway, we see a Navi and a copybot. He rushes in, his weird, like, glitchy antlers on his head. He grabs Alan's dad. He says, quick, what year is it? And he's like,
quick, what year is it?
20XX. He's like, it worked. It worked! And then he runs out.
Yeah, he just runs out of the house.
I'm not too late. There's still time.
Guys, if there was ever a third person we would add to these games again, it would be Anthony.
Look, if I had a son, if
I'm not sure if we'd let him play Paradox Man at this point, but who knows?
What there's no room for an ancient brain broken Navi. Oh,
Probably
you let
not
Pug
yet.
Vader in here. There's like 5 of him an hour or some shit. I know, I lost track.
But yeah, there's not gonna be any real ending cutscene for this. You guys end things off. You guys are gonna be heading off toward school today. The first part of next game is gonna be basically Vader talking to Marksman about something, and then you guys going through the hopefully more streamlined school day that I've set things up for, because a lot of the time, like, unless there's something going to be happening at school, I'm most likely going to skip some periods and things like that. But we shall see. We shall see exactly what happens. But with that being said, guys, we're gonna stick around for a little bit, of course, as we always do. But I hope you guys are very happy with everything that happened. I'm gonna go ahead and hand out those 4 dice I was withholding from Arad. There you go, Arad. I'll just give them all over to Yome. I'm pretty sure they were Yome anyway. I'll look and see.
Thank you.
Let's look at those and see which ones they were for. The first one was definitely for Squeaky because he's like telling you to freaking inspiration for your new channel. Another one for Yome. Oh, the next one was for Vader. My bad. I'm just gonna assume there were 2 Vader, 2 Yome.
Yeah.
So, delete. Boop, 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 boop.
Man, I was like 4 dice away from a fate card today, so I gotta use.
You had to use a lot.
Yeah. I think I was like 4 to 6 die away from a fate card, and I have no shortage of those.
Blue, I love him. Alan's dad's fun. He's a pretty fun dude, a fun guy to have in these games. He is much more of a he is much more of a doer of things, whereas Alan and his mom are much more of a thinker of things. But you know, Alan had to get something from his mom other than the hair color.
Ha.
Look at these two. Look at that. Look at that. Look at these two. Look at them.
It's like anything good about Alan. He's like he gets it from me. He gets it from me.
Well, obviously Alan gets his good looks from me. Well, obviously he gets everything that'll help him in society from me.
I think
Fuck
you
you too.
underestimate the power of good looks.
Oh yeah, well, he gets his good looks from me. I'm kidding. He gets his not bitch from me.
Are you sure about that? From what I've heard. I like if you rewind the video a little bit, you can pinpoint the exact moment Yome's heart breaks in half.
God.
You shouldn't have the same purple right now. You should have. You should have maybe some Scilab green, maybe some Scilab green. Sure, we'll have some.
Honestly, I look at her fucking. I look at the Scilab's logo on her, and it looks like the Subway logo.
That's the official Scilab's logo. I have no idea, man. I just found it whenever I looked it up.
I know, but I'm gonna fucking.
It doesn't have arrows on it.
Okay, I'm gonna show you the Subway.
No, put it down. Put it down. I can't
Yeah,
wait
hold
to.
on.
I can't wait to tell you you're wrong.
No, hold on. Here's the thing. I'm not saying it's exactly the same. I'm not. By any means am I not saying.
I know. I'm playing around with you.
I'll put it in the Net Navi chat 1-for-1, and then I'll put it in our chat. This is the Subway logo.
First off, Squeaky, allow me to start beating this up. If you look at it, this logo is curved, and the ends of the S's are to the left and right, whereas on this one the ends of the S's are up and down. Thank you, Dodge. And if you look at this, there's obviously an outline in this one, and there's not an outline in the other one.
I like how the big S's.
One of
over
them's
the arrows, like a
orange and the other
small
one's
S in the
yellow.
middle.
I just wanna be a bitch now. I'm sorry, Squeaky.
It's okay.
Why is
No,
it-
it's okay. They're not the same.
They
but
look
they're very-
similar. They look similar.
So I think I just fucking make me a sandwich, bitch. No.
Oh, it looks like you're the sandwich maker in the family now.
Yep. I make
Good for
really
you.
good sandwiches.
So how about you make me a sandwich, bitch?
No.
We'll get to Alan's mom. We'll see if you guys like her or not.
Place your bets now, folks.
According to Alan's dad, he's like, nah, there was no real like confrontation that had us break up or anything. It's like, nah, it just happened. And it happened at a very wrong time for Alan, but you know, we couldn't have predicted that.
Oof. But you know, oof.
Just like when we had Alan, we couldn't have predicted that event either.
We predicted that event. Fuck you.
We planned that.
Sure you did.
He was totally wanted.
His mom was like, she wants to combine our brain and brawn, and I'm like, that's not how that works. And then he came out, and I'm like, well, I'll be damned.
Well, because I was wrong about
I'll be
something.
damned.
I mean, it took a couple of attempts, but I'm kidding. We had to throw
like
away
Alan-
all the ones that didn't work.
Okay.
It's just like a warehouse somewhere with failed Allens.
How can you tell when an Alan has failed? Well, all the brown-haired ones got thrown out.
What?
Where's the brawn? As if either of them have brawn.
Fucking.
They're
Metaphorical
average at
brawn.
best, probably in strength.
All I can just remember when I look at Alan's
didn't
dad's face, it's just like, it's just like, how my dreams were shattered years ago. How many years ago? How old are you?
We already made a Fairly Odd Parents reference, and you barely
I
got
know.
it.
I'm making another one though because that's what his face tells me. I
You
came up
barely
on my
got that
dreams.
one. Holy crap! Took you forever. By the
Yeah.
way, didn't get to happen today. I was actually wondering if we're going to get to class or not today, and it didn't, and we didn't. But I'm going to bring in something really quick so you guys can see. Because I don't think you guys have even seen it yet.
Probably not.
But you've technically already seen the person that this is, so I wanted to show it off.
Okay.
La 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 la. Don't worry about the name of that file.
What's the file name? Instakill.exe.
Of course.
Huh.
Bing.
Brad, I guess.
So, I wanted to get all of Donovan's crew made into tokens. So we finally got Brad.
I mean, if it worked for Stephen King, it could work for this.
You know who he kind of reminds me of?
Who dat?
Now I haven't seen Orin High School Host Club, but he reminds me of the bigger one.
Kinda, yeah. I guess he's not as thick, I guess, but he kind of does have like that kind of like non-expression face.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I can't remember his name because I have never watched.
Oh yes, that face. It's called default.
This is the art for Brad, I guess.
Yeah.
Whenever we were like, here's how important this character is.
I wonder how important with that name.
So whenever we were doing things, I was telling Phantom about it. I don't have anything really close to an arc written for Brad yet. All I know is of Brad's existence, and even whenever we were like talking about like what he looked like and things like that, I told Phantom, I literally have nothing for this guy. I don't even have a name. I just knew I wanted his name to have a B.
So you named him Brad.
Because Alan, Brad, Kane, Donovan.
Hey,
I
BCB.
really
I see that.
fucking, I really fucking can't stand you right now. I am really fucking livid.
No,
You
I
know
like
what?
it.
You know what the best part is?
What?
The reason I made him so unimportant is because in the original games, the town they're in is called AC/DC Town.
Yeah.
And if you really look at that, there are 4 letters. 2 of them are C and none of them are B, which is why he's not important.
So at the end of this arc, I expect you to rename him to Brad. Definitely.
It's
He has
okay,
a lot-
Brad.
I like Brad. Brad's cool. Look at
It's
that
okay,
boy.
Brad. We'll find something for you at some
I
point.
know he's going to do something, but again, the way I write my games is I write a couple of arcs ahead, and I just haven't found a good place to put him in any of those arcs. Like he's probably he might pull like he might pull a Donovan or he might pull a Savannah and actually have a lot to do with those arcs if he shows up.
Dodge brings up a very good point. Oh, I see. We get art for this unimportant character, but that's a 34th piece of art of Yome in clothing, in new clothing.
I haven't done anything for Yome. I paid for Yome's one art.
No,
You
yeah,
talk to
like,
Squeaky about that.
Yeah, no, the one who's been paying for Yome art has been me and and the promo art. That was also me. Which honestly, actually, Deco, did I send you the other promo art? Did you? I don't think. You
I don't think I got.
It.
I don't think I got the second one. I helped with the promo art a bit. Thank you.
But I paid for it.
I sent money.
Oh,
Some
wait.
money.
No,
Yeah.
oh, for the first one. For the first one.
Yeah, because the first one's the one we used.
Yeah, for the first one. The second one was definitely me.
Oh, definitely, 100%.
Hold on, let me
Squeaky
find
came to me
it.
like, "Hey, you want to go halfsies on me for one of these things?" I'm like, "Sure." And then we looked at all the different ideas she had. We chose one, and we ended up going with one of them in particular. It's the one that's the background, and I helped pay for that one. Thank you very much. And then she's like, "But I really like this other one, so I'm gonna get that one too."
Yeah, there we go. There's that. There's the second promo art.
Want me to put that one on screen too, in case people haven't seen it?
Yeah, sure. There are some people who probably have not seen it. The funny thing is that before Purple had to depart for his reasons, I was thinking of like at some point during like another arc, the start of another arc of using the second promo, but then Jake had to leave, and this promo has Cross in it also, so it's that thing of like, I could still use it, but it's that thing of like, well, the Cross is gone now, so oof.
Bad.
Bam. In case anybody hasn't seen it, this one's really cute.
Yeah, me and Phantom really loved this concept, so I really wanted it to happen. So
Hold on. Did I not do the? Let's bring the merge distance down and see if it increases quality at all. Nope. Damn. Tabletop
no,
motherfucker.
that's fine. That's fine. It is in the pins and in the network server. It is in the pinned. But I really liked that one. Everybody came out so nice.
It's fine. If Phantom still has the project files, we'll just erase Cross from existence.
Or just Thanos.
And there's just no one there.
You don't even You don't even adjust
We'll just
the
put
image,
Savannah there. It's fine.
Yeah, it's so weird.
Like a cross-shaped cutout.
That's so weird. I'm looking at the one that's behind the couch, and that one's in like its fledged quality, but not the other one.
Yeah,
Weird.
I don't know what I did with this one. I think this one was like a higher like thing too, because I pulled this one just from Discord, so it's probably a low quality because of that too. I didn't click on it like the image source and grab the actual.
Oh, you
full
didn't.
image.
You didn't save it.
Because if I do that, then there's a chance of the fucking thing going down. So I'm not doing that.
Oof. No, that's fair.
But yeah. Here's our boy Brad, I guess. His actual last name is it's Bradford Saxon.
Bradford Saxon.
Mm-hmm. Because
actually...
the name.
Oh no, I'm sorry, I interrupted.
Just to again clarify the amount of thought I put into this boy. Bradford is an Anglo-Saxon name, so I just named him Bradford Saxon.
You named him BS.
Yeah, he's literally just a bullshit character.
I love him, you see.
It's okay. It's okay, Brad. It's okay. You'll find your purpose.
This is the guy who actually does the beating up of Alan, you see. He is the brawn, whereas the other two are more the not brawn. He is the one who's like, "What? You want to beat up Alan? I mean, He probably deserves it. Punch, punch, punch.
You suck, Brad. You suck. Your face sucks. Your dick is small. I hate you. Go away. You're canceled now, Brad.
Brad's reason for why he bullies Alan will shock you to your core. Oh, I already know why he bullies Alan. I don't want to
Because
say
they
anything.
tell him to.
Mostly.
Because you told me to.
Because they tell me to.
All right. Here, okay. I want to get a bit of something for Brad. This is literally the only thing I have written down on Brad's sheet. Brad legit thinks everything that's said about Alan is 100% true.
That's great.
So he doesn't like Alan because people tell him to.
Because you told me to.
100%. Brad is one of those guys who are, oh, well, you're kind of an asshole. So punch, punch,
You
punch.
should have
punch.
named him fucking Kyle, the goddamn meathead. I'm sorry to any Kyles in the audience now, but
I
Kyle
can't,
will come
I
to
can't believe that shithole Alan. He's fucking doing
Kyle-
all kinds of bad things. He
Kyle-
needs to get someone to change his mind by beating him up.
Oh
His
man.
name's Kyle, and his
If it wasn't for the fact, if it wasn't for the fact that Kyle is now the new Chad. Tell me how many monsters you drink in the day, Brad. In fact, no, don't tell me. I don't want to hear it.
He doesn't drink
Fuck
any
off.
monsters a day.
No, he doesn't.
Nope.
Oh, then you're not a
You-
Kyle.
Pat-
I'm sorry. dude,
Brad's
you're a Chad.
Brad's also one of the only people in school who only eat salad
What? He's a
'Cause he-
vegetarian?
because
He's vegan.
He was told that eating salad's good for his brain.
But it's not.
So he's like legit just like,
Man, Brad, have you heard this great new craze to help increase your brain capacity? It's called huffing glue.
Brad is one of the people in the school who definitely got in because he's important, not because he's smart.
This is the kind of guy that sucks batteries.
He's a very healthy boy. He takes very good care of his body.
Brad,
Because
you
that's
wanna
the
fuck
only
up-
thing remarkable about him is his +7 to strength. He has
Fuck.
one of the highest strength caps in the game. Most people only have up to 5 in a stat, but he has so many negatives and other stats that he has a +7 to his physique.
How is he
He
alive?
he could potentially fight against a copy bot and probably still lose, but not lose nearly as badly as other people.
Now, are we considering Blitzman as the opponent?
Oh, Blitzman would destroy him. But like if Yome or Cross were to like go after him, he might be able to hold them back a couple of minutes.
Minutes. Oh, Vader.
If it came down to just strength. Actually no, Yome could probably legit yeet him, but Cross and Vader would have problems with him because they're 0 power.
Get fucking yeeted, Brad. Get deleted and yeeted.
Yeeted and deleted.
I will say
So-
that like Brad technically has the potential to do damage to copy bots. He actually also has the potential to roll against the glass that you guys have trouble breaking whenever you're not in copy bots and actually crack it. That's just his entire character, you see.
You punch good.
He punched
You
very
brat.
good. He punched good enough to where he doesn't break Alan. Again, he's really good at punching. The only thing he's good at is fighting, so he knows better than to use everything against Alan, because he's like, I don't want to hurt you. Like, really, really bad.
I'm just trying to
break-
rough you up and teach you a lesson. I'm not trying to fucking kill you.
Exactly.
What's the fucking lesson?
The lesson is stop doing those things you did back then and haven't done anymore.
What?
You dick.
Stop doing the bad things people keep saying you're doing, you asshole. Have you considered fact checking, Brad? I have not done anything since the school year started. They said you did though.
I don't
sound
think
like a
you
lawyer.
understand. I've been around Alan for years. At first, I thought he was just a normal, quiet kid, and then everybody told me about all the things he did. And then I was like, man, other people are smarter than me, so that's probably true. Punch, punch, punch.
Someone told me that Alan guy was an asshole, and then I said, "Okay, I believe you."
How tall is Brad Braddington? I actually talked to Fan about this too. He's around 6'3". He is big for a high schooler.
Fuck you, eat your Wheaties.
He's taller than I am.
He's that fucking dude that. See, I don't know if everybody's high school had like a fucking humongous elaborate weight room like mine did, but this fucker's in the weight room all day. You don't go to class.
It sucks
go
the
to
school. It
class
sucks
and you
the
can go
school doesn't have.
bench.
It sucks the school doesn't have many sports teams. Because it's one of those smart techie schools.
You know what it does have? And it's got this bench.
It's just a park
It's just
bench.
like he's like one of the like Miss Toki's walking by like the outside garden for a bit. She just sees Brad laying on the ground like lifting up a bench. It's just like Bradford, Mr. Saxon, what are you doing? And it's just like bench pressing.
Bench pressing. God damn, I can't say that
You know,
word.
that's right. He talked good. He am smart boy.
Bench pressing. Oh, I get it.
Brad, you should stop that. I'm sorry. Puts down.
Stop bread pressing. Damn, I can't say that
Just
word.
lifting up a random girl in school, just like lifting her. She's like, and it's just like, Brad, what are you doing? Bread pressing.
Broad
Okay,
pressing.
what?
The girl's name is Bread, of course.
Yeah.
It's not her name at all. Just because she brings in bread every day doesn't mean she's named Bread.
No, he just like gets like someone just like bakes a really big baguette. He starts bench pressing it. I'm bread pressing. Then he picks up a random girl. I'm broad pressing.
I'm broad pressing. I'm bird pressing.
Picks up an ostrich.
Why'd you fucking... What?
Bird. It's a fake one, Avi. Bird pressing.
What?
He just bench presses everything that starts with a B, Deco.
Like himself.
Bench pressing Brad.
He's just like lifting up a mirror and it's just like, that's not a B. Brad, what are you doing? Brad pressing. Oh, I get it. You know you're clever when you know you're clever when you want to be.
You're clever when your brain isn't internally swelling.
Also, still stop.
Also, please put me down.
Miss Toki at some point early on in her career with this class like put in a lot of like requests to the principal like, can we get a weight room for Brad?
Just for Brad.
he keeps building pyramids of desks and then bench presses it.
He's can we please?
Can we just get at least an exercise machine for him? Get
Afraid
him
to start
those
moving on to
fucking
cars next.
those twisted metal death muscle traps for him.
Does Brad have a custom Navi? I mean, the only other custom Navi in the room was Quest Girl, and Quest Girl doesn't seem to be Brad, so Brad probably just has a regular Navi.
Benchman.
You guys also know that most of the bullies had a one called Bully Nav, so it's probably this one.
Fucking it's freaking Benchman.
Look at that Bully Nav. I don't know, man. Maybe if we ever learn if Brad has a Navi or not, if it is a regular like normal Nav, maybe we can do the caliber treatment to it and try to make it. But I will say that he does not have a customized Navi now.
Oh.
Unlike Kane, where Kane's pretending not to have one, he would never violate school rules by fucking having a customized Navi if he wasn't supposed to.
What?
What?
Oh my god.
What's up?
They told him that customized navies are against the schools, but his fucking class has them.
No, he's not allowed to have one because he beats people up.
Oh.
I mean, I think both are true.
Him and Kane technically aren't supposed to have customized Navis.
They give him like a little Navi thing, and it's not even like a real one. It just has a picture of a bench on it.
To be
I
fair,
think that's Navi.
like that was like from a long time ago. That was like whenever they were getting caught for what they were doing, and ever since Donovan and Alan had that agreement, they stopped getting caught. So technically, he could probably have a customized Navi now, and so could Kane, but he's not got one. They're also very expensive, you see.
I'd imagine so. So listen, hear me out, Macho Man, man.
Macho Man Man.
Randy Savage.
Yes, RandySavageMan.exe.
This is just Paradox's actual true owner.
Savage Man. God, I'm sorry to hear that, dude.
But no,
Fucking-
he's not a problem student. Like, he hasn't like done this a lot. Like, it's only really been toward Alan and like maybe some other skirmishes in the school. But one of the things for him is like he has a in the beginning of his school career, he got caught for beating up Alan or beating up other people, and he was told that he got some of his privileges taken away. His parents aren't as important as to not get things taken away. Unlike fucking, because again, we mentioned that Nathan was kind of too important to get stuff done about him.
Mhm.
So Nathan, unfortunately, is like unable to really have too much stuff going on against him. But Brad is not. Brad is just important enough to be in the school.
And what about Kane? His friggin' dad's the director.
Why do you think he has a Navi?
I have one question about Kane.
Why do you think Kane actually has a Navi?
Mm-hmm.
I have one question, Deco, for Kane.
Hmm?
Is his Navi named Rost?
No, it's
You're
Shutter.
Dead to me. You're actually
It's
dead
still,
to me.
he's still in the closet. He's still in the closet. We can't. Well, we think he's in the closet. We don't know.
Again,
You have
I've told you
someone
guys
named Kane. You
basically
have two
everything.
choices.
I told you guys basically everything that I know about Brad, other than things that have to do with Donovan and Kane, because most of Brad's interactions come from interactions with Donovan and Kane. So I haven't told you stuff with that, but most of the things I have told you, again, based on just stuff you guys have asked, assume they're true until they're not.
Mm-hmm.
Assume they're true until I actually write stuff for him.
Oh fuck! I'm trying to remember the dumb nicknames they gave each other.
You know of Nathan's nickname, I believe.
Yeah,
What was his
Nathan's.
nickname?
I'm trying to look through my notes, but I haven't updated my notes in a while.
You know of Nathan's? I don't think you know of Donovan's. I don't think you might have known of Kane's, actually.
No, yeah, he said he told us Kane's, and he told us Nathan's, and I think he almost said his, but then he was like, no.
Never mind. Just stop. Shut up. We don't have.
What are Kane and Nathan's names though? Because I can't remember anymore in my head.
Can't remember Nathan's. I think Kane's was. I don't know.
Oh, Kane was Rain.
Was it Rain?
Rain?
Something like that.
Kane wasn't Rain.
So if his name was Rain, was Nathan Smoke? Was he
I don't know.
Reptile?
Oh man.
I cannot remember. Honestly, a bunch of my notes were gone from Pokemon. This may be one of the ones that's gone there, or it's just in a different folder that I don't know. So I don't want to look it up right now.
It's definitely one of the episodes I'll probably look up because I'm curious now.
Mm.
But yeah.
I know Brad's nickname.
The
Brad.
brick. The
And
boulder.
I know Donovan's nickname, but I honestly can't remember their two.
The boulder. Is he the
None of them are
boulder?
the boulder, no.
He's not the boulder?
Nope. You have to think of something very, very simple for Brad's, because he's a very, very simple man, you
His
see.
let's see. His simple nickname for Brad.
The fist? The punch? Punch Man?
I got it. It's got to be so simple for him. It has to be stupid. His actual nickname is Chad. His name's Brad Chad Saxon.
I'm
He
not
takes
gonna
out
say-
the R, he's just called Bad.
He's Bad Brad. I'm kidding, no.
Oh, he takes out the D and he's just Bra. Hey, Bra.
He is a
Does he got his-
Shadman.
Because he gets.
He is not
his-
Chadman, he is Shadman. No, I'm kidding.
Oh God, no, no, take it away. Get it out of here.
But no, I'm not gonna
We're
say
not
what
that
they
kind
are
of
because you don't know them.
Yeah, it's fair.
But yes.
I gotta help Jester cook Din Din.
That's fine. We're going to be ending
Yay.
things off in just a second anyway.
Mhm.
Guys, again, note that everything I've told you about Brad is very subject to change. So only ever trust anything we say in-game, not out-of-game about characters, especially if they haven't shown up yet. But there are some things that Brad's going to do, and I'm very happy that he's gotten his art done, because I can have those things actually happen now. With all that being said, though, I hope you guys enjoyed this. We enjoyed ourselves. Any questions, comments, points, or wisecracks? put them in the comments below. Tomorrow we should have Pokemon. There may be starting with some problems. I don't know. I'll keep you guys posted, but we should have game tomorrow. We will definitely come back on Wednesday with some more Avatar. So I'll help you guys have a good week. And until next time, guys, like always, later days.
This is a 3-parter.
I thought that ended the thing, but I ended the call instead. Fuck. Bye.